that environment allowed students, well, it's, for me personally, to really focus um, on their academics. And
I'm Agnes Stowicki, Managing Editor with Our Kids. We're speaking with insiders from Canada's leading camps and kids programs. This is the Our Kids Insider Perspective.
I appreciate the fact that I was able to be a part of such a large community that was very friendly towards me, from students to staff to faculty and even teachers. I shared many interests with a lot of students from different countries all around the world, which was a very intriguing experience for me throughout the 4 school years. In terms of teachers and staff, I was able to communicate with them well throughout my school years and strive towards my success, academically speaking. Well, from a personal level, I would say what makes the school unique is how the school community is able to connect within each other within a personal level. I'll say this is quite and intriguing as it is quite hard to really connect really well with with a student and a staff or a student and a teacher, because usually that connection it's usually academic based, but when it gets personal, it can really what's the word? It can build a person's characteristic and make them grow for the better. I think that was able to happen because of the location where NCC is at, where there's literally nothing around. I understand that is a little inconvenient, as a lot of my friends from NCC always say that, like, for example, they had to go to Walmart, McDonald's, or RBC by cab or some form of car for at least 10 to 15 minutes, which I would agree is kind of far. Um, but nevertheless, one one great thing about that, one I would say, I mean, one important factor about that is that that environment allowed students, well, it's, for me personally, to really focus um, on their academics and to sustain a high grade in terms of grades. What that does is not only, well, I mean, not only bring people's grades up and get A's or A pluses, but it really, um, from an internal perspective, it really um, brings a person's strength. I mean, it brought my strengths and and improve myself for the better in terms of mentally and physically. Like, for example, a lot of my friends encouraged me to work out more. Um, I kind of struggled in English during I kind of struggled in the English courses at NCC, but um, I was also encouraged to, for example, read more or kind of um, interact with a lot of people um, in a more philosophical way. For example, I remember one of my friends suggesting me that, and then that really um, um, helped me improve in ways that I never thought about. And all these support, advice, everything, that's just one of the examples. But basically, um, like we are like, and the NCC community is very close within each other, and it's one aspect that the school can um, really bring out to communities all around the world. engaging, encouraging, supportive. Well, I on the top of my head, I would probably name two things. Firstly, it is the school. It is the school spirit. I would say. I remember um, a lot of times when NCC hosted the basketball and volleyball matches, a lot of people would come out to the gym and support the NCC team, and we would be hyping up so that they would win. And even if they lose, we would all cheer them up for playing such a great game. Um, in terms and another thing that I would say is as is about how academic academic NCC can be. Um, well, this is from a personal perspective. I remember two of my friends from my grade, we basically pushed each other every now and then um, for almost every class, like math, especially math and science. And every time when like a test grade comes out or an assignment grade comes out, we would ask each other, "Oh, what was your grade? What was your grade?" Or um, oftentimes, a lot of times, teachers post grades and comments up on this site called called Edsby, which a lot of students would probably know. Um, it's where teachers and students basically check check and post stuff about academics or about school events, etc. And um, that is where our grades are posted, and it shows kind of a graph as to how we're doing in the course. and and we often compete against who has a better who has the better grades in the class, or who is doing better overall in a course, for example. And like, yeah, like in terms of my experience, I've been like I like me and my friends were always pushing each other for the best, and that really helped me um, improve academically. Well, I would say one of the biggest things for me was multiculturalism, as there's literally students from all around the world, even though most of them are from either China or Nigeria. But for me personally, I would say um, as a school, it's a great attribute to have, as it allows students from all around the world to get to know new things when they connect and develop themselves for the better during high school, and that can also help them even after high school. Um, and following that that aspect, that value aspect, I would say teamwork was a big thing as well, as there are a lot of activities and events during class and in school events where teams and groups were kind of the main thing, and that allows motivation and determination between people as they teamed up with people that they know, or people that they know that are good at a particular thing, for example sports, or in a debate when someone has a lot of knowledge, for example, like stuff like that. And last thing I would say is having another chance. What I mean by that is basically, I mean, I know this is not the goal, but a lot of teachers were kind of lenient in a way, from what I remember, and 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 I think that depended on how the grades, average grades were for a certain test, or like overall grades were and whatnot. And when they give lenience, that help students to really be motivated again and do better the next time and onwards. Well, I'm not sure would commonly be said, but in terms of my own perspective, because of my own experience, I would say that I was kind of surprised as to how the school was. Um, I mean, like I didn't really expect NCC to be around anything, like around anything when I first came to NCC 5 years ago. Um, um, I I thought it was near Niagara Falls or something, and um, like we and it was around a great surrounding and all that, but um, I didn't expect the location to be quite calm in that way. Um, Also, um, I I wasn't that um, um, I wasn't that used to being away from my parents. Although I did have boarding school experience before NCC as well, but I didn't really expect that kind of Canadian school culture in a way. But as as people in my classes introduce themselves and help me navigate around the school and kind of connected with me in a way that really helped me get engaged into the school spirit and community, and it brought my comfort within the school community and environment. Well, for sure, it really helped me. This NCC has really helped me um, from an academic standpoint. I remember at the beginning, I was told by a lot of people that I really had what's it called? A monotone voice. For example, when I present, I was talking like this all the time. Like it kind of sounds robotic, doesn't it? But like as I as I got more confident in presenting, in a way, they really helped me. How do I phrase it? It really helped me improve my communication skills, and I believe that's important um, in my um, current university environment I'm in. As I'm in Rotman Commerce as a business student, so that's kind of that's kind of a major um, trait that I would need. And in terms of business and all that, I remember Mr. Z, my accounting teacher in NCC, and he invited me and four other guys in my class to a CPA conference, and to be honest, that actually helped me have start to have that passion towards accounting and my will to want to become a CPA, a chartered professional accountant in the future. And I would like to once again say a big thanks to Mr. Z for teaching me accounting at a deeper level, and to really help me understand the fundamentals of accounting well, and help me take that to the next level here at university. Well, I would personally say that I was a little bit hesitant about taking risks. Like, not as in like I didn't take risks at all, but like I was sort of in my comfort zone a lot. I remember I sometimes didn't um, engage in school activities or like even dorm activities, and I hung out with like like different like hung out with certain people instead of going to those dorm activities and stuff, and in a way, I think if I did more of those things, that may have possibly improved more of my social skills, and that may have propelled me to a whole new level here at university. So that may be one possibility of a change that may that may have happened at the time in NCC. Well, as I am in EFT right now, um, I would say that the university community consists of about 3,000, 4,000 people, and I've only been able to meet up with about 200 people, I would say, and that is significantly larger than than the NCC community, which probably only has about 300 people. And I would say that I appreciate more of that of the NCC community that I was a part of. Um, as I mentioned in the earlier question, I was able to really connect with a lot of people at a person within a personal level in NCC. Not that I'm not able to do it here right now, but like I was able to interact with them almost every day, and or if not every other day, for example. And um, I um, I think that's one of the big factors about NCC that makes makes graduate NCC graduates um, remember about the school, and within that there would be a lot of memories that come from it. For example, the events that they shared together, that they were part of as a group, or for example, other fun activities that they did, etc., etc. I would say NCC really allows its students to really focus, as it's important to balance out life and academics, life as in like sports or being with friends, and also sustaining high grades, because that is not easy in any school, but especially NCC. That is kind of a great skill to have, and NCC kind of guides you through that in an unconscious way, and like they don't literally teach you that, but as you get involved in the school community, that kind of becomes a norm for a lot of students, including myself. Second thing, I would say that it NC would allow to have a different perspective of um, of the world. I mean, I know that's kind of broad, but in a way, um, um, being able to connect with different students all around the world, it helps you expand your knowledge in various ways, um, and and that leads to my third reason. It can also that those two can really help you build towards the better for the future. I mean, after high school, like in university where I'm at now, where I'm able to strive continuously, and as well as after university, for example, at work, and etc., etc. Well, I would personally say that it's important to not only expect academics, as it's NCC's not is more than that. I would say I've learned so much, not only in terms of like in terms of academic um, knowledge, and also about myself, um, ha- learning the skill to sustain grades and whatnot, but also um, a lot of people in the community um, really are really supportive, and um, and there are times where students may be out of their comfort zone. Like, for example, they are not used to Canadian culture, or for example, they're kind of shy with students of different nationalities, for example. But at the same time, um, 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 having that and having your children to be in this school allows them to to gradually be comfortable around them, and sorry, also improve their communication skills and um, social socialness, I would say, um, um, which would be key for them to develop as a person as well. Well, boldly speaking, I would say to be aware that staff are always around you, so you can't always cause trouble. That's one thing. And also, as I mentioned earlier, um, it's important to balance out grades and also life, as in sports or um, involving um, in in school events and dorm events, which I strongly encourage, as even if there aren't your friends that are in those events, you can still have fun with anyone around you, and not only that, those two will definitely allow you to be a better person as a whole.
For more information about this school, you can visit their profile at ourkids.net.